Hi everyone, hope all of you are doing well and staying safe at your home, and hope all of you have done the physics record work also. We'll start with a new lesson, spectrum. It's also related with the refraction of light, and I know that the fourth lesson, last section, D section is pending. That I will teach you when I get back to you people in my direct classroom. So we'll start with the first topic, deviation produced by a triangular prism and the factors that we already studied in fourth lesson. The factors which depends upon the angle of deviation is angle of incidence, angle of the prism and the refractive index, or even the color or wavelength of the light. And we know that the dependence of deviation of color, how the color will be depending on the deviation. We know that the white light is a combination of 7 colors. When it travels in air, we feel like a white light. So at that time, all the colors having the same speed. There won't be any changes. All the 7 colors having the same speed. But when it enter into a transparent medium, another transparent medium, it can be water, it can be glass, whatever it is. If it enter into another transparent medium, depends upon the color. Or color means it depends upon the wavelength. Depends upon the wavelength, the speed of light will vary. So we can see how it is related. The speed of light in transparent medium will decreases with decrease in wavelength. And we already studied that the refractive index will increases as the wavelength of the light decreases. And in the same way, we can relate all these factors with the angle of deviation. As the angle of deviation increases as the wavelength decreases. Or we can conclude all the 3 points into one section, that speed is directly proportional to the wavelength, then refractive index inversely proportional to the wavelength, and angle of deviation also inversely proportional to the wavelength. Now we'll see how the color of white light related with the wavelength or frequency. So color is a subjective property, or wavelength for a color is a subjective property irrespective of the source. So the violet color and red color, we know that when white light split into 7 colors, we will get all the 7 colors. We will consider the violet light. So when the wavelength of violet color, when it comes from the sunlight or when it comes from the bulb or even from the torch or whatever it is, it will be having a same wavelength. We never consider whether it comes from sun, whether it comes from torch bulb, or whether it comes from the incandescent bulb. Irrespective of that, it will be having a same wavelength. It is applicable for all the colors. So for a particular color, there will be a constant wavelength, but frequency will vary depends upon the source. For sunlight, for all the colors having the same frequency. For incandescent bulb, for all the colors having the same frequency. Only a single frequency will be there. That is the difference between frequency and wavelength. So we can say that wavelength is a subjective property related to the color. And our next main important section is dispersion of light. You might have heard about this dispersion of light in 8th standard. Still, I'll start with a new topic. Actually, it's found by Sir Isaac Newton. We know that in physics, almost all the discoveries happened accidentally. So he was doing some studies related with the heavenly bodies by using the lens. So he found that whatever the image he found, all the images at the edges of the images, he found some color. So he thought that that is a defect of the lens which he was used. So he changed the lens for more times. Then also his observation, each and every time he got the image with the color edges. Then slowly after doing his studies related with the heavenly bodies, he started doing his research related with this color. So for that he did an experiment. We call it as Newton's darkroom experiment. So what he did is that he made a darkroom setup, and he made a small opening and allowed the white light, that is the light which comes from the sun, to enter into a small hole to a room. And on the path of the light, he kept a prism. I already show you in the class. So he kept a prism, and the light which comes out, he allowed that white light should pass through this prism, and on the other side he arranged a screen. So he got the result in such a way that the entry or the input was a white light, but from the other side he got all the 7 colors, that is Vibgeo. So we can define dispersion. So what he got it as dispersion of colors. So we can define the dispersion as the phenomena of splitting of white light by a prism into the constituent colors. It only happens with prism. When this white light will pass through the glass slab, we never get these 7 colors. It only happens with this prism. The reason is that prism, both sides are not parallel to each other, both are slanted surface. That's why this dispersion is happens at the first surface. So dispersion happens at the first surface, then according to the wavelength or according to the color inside the prism, this will deviate in different angles. So we will get white light into different colors, and at the second surface only more deviation or refraction is happening, and we are getting a colors, different colors, or we can call it as band of colors. So that band of colors are known as spectrum. On passing the white light through a prism, a band of colors are seen on the screen, that is called spectrum. And there won't be any particular border or sharp boundary for these colors, it will be merged each other. So that's why we call it as band of colors. So when red and another color is joining, red and orange is joining, we will get the combination. When we mix up both colors, we will get another color. So likewise in all the boundaries we will get another different. When these two primary or prominent colors are joining, we will get another combination of colors. And the cause of dispersion is mainly the speed change when the light will enter from air to the transparent medium. So different colors or different wavelength having different deviation, that is actually the main cause of dispersion. So all of you have the test book. Please read the test book and find out the answer for the exercise A section. I don't know your page number correctly. In my textbook it is 138 and the question number is 18 and 19. Solve these two problems and read the textbook thoroughly and find out all the answers. Thank you.